Good morning, afternoon, and or evening, fellow gamers. Today I'm pretty much just going to rank every Pirate101 world, but before we get into the video, roll the intro! Alrighty, let's begin with my least favorite world. I like to describe Mooshu as a bag of potato chips because it's really good, but 90% of it is forgettable air or just random battles against ninja pigs, Inoshishi bandits, or samurai. I mean, it has some really good stuff like beautiful music and majestic environment, great armor, badass enemies, an okay story, and phenomenal boss battles every once in a while. But I still can't ignore the fact that Mooshu has so little memorable content and somehow is 20 levels of content from level 35 to 55. Yet it feels empty compared to the rest of the game, which has so many memorable bosses within 5 levels, like Valencia Part 2. Also, I absolutely hate how I can't go anywhere without accidentally running into some koi or turtles, and Sabata Skyways just cannon fire galore, taking years to go anywhere, just like... I feel like this world has so much potential, but it's way too short, and for some reason has so much space to contain so little content. I mean, seriously, why is the Skyway so huge? The world still has a bunch of good things. I absolutely love the 2 big dungeons at the end, the coolish armor, even though there's a small amount of it, and an interesting story. But sailing to the point where I can go use the bathroom and then come back and haven't missed anything because I'm still waiting in this perdition is just obnoxious. And the worst thing in Monquista is that it has a very dismal theme. The ah-dee-da-doo-doo-da. And the games make me feel sad rather than entertained. And the worst thing is that although the story is good, it's super confusing, and I never comprehended it as a kid until 7 years later on one of my playthroughs. I explicitly slowed down, read every line of every text, and still messed up the script, and I still didn't get it. And the worstest thing is my absolutely terrible transition into 5th place. Okay, although Valencia Part 2 is super fun, it's more buggy than a bug, I guess? I don't know, it's very glitchy, and even though it was made easier, it's still a challenge to get through. But the story is great, in spite of the fact how it's actually rushed faster than a Karen looking for a manager. Wait, do people still like Karen jokes? I mean, I haven't heard one in a while, but, I don't know, my viewers are pirate fans. They love reused content, don't they? Right? Plus, there are many iconic boss battles that are really fun, along with a beautiful touch of finality everywhere, really making Valencia Part 2 feel like an endgame event, which sadly is the case. For now, I hope. Yet there's a reason why it's all the way down here in 5th place, and that's mostly because of Valencia Part 1, which is completely and utterly like Monkey King. Which sucks. Maybe. I don't know. I can't tell the future. All I can tell you is to subscribe. And I can tell you that I definitely messed that bit up, but I'm not going to re-record it because I got most of the line down, right? Yeah, it's good enough. It'll do.
You serious?
Yep, an annoying section of the video telling you to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and not hit the notification bell, okay? I have a relentless battle against that heinous button that is gonna take way too long to explain. So, something that you could do that's not heinous would be comment something. Look, if you want to use your brain cells when you're commenting something, just comment your favorite world, but if your brain cell is used the same amount of time as Monkey King and Pirate101, just comment chill. Come on, do it. I know you won't, but oh, actually, that's the next line I was supposed to... Okay, cut this bit out. I know you wouldn't, because I wouldn't either. So, I can give you, like, I let's say 3 seconds to do. Okay, wait, no. This segment's getting way too long, okay? Unlike Valencia Part 1. Valencia Part 1 has everything players say. Constant ship shooting, sailing for hours, a bunch of boring dialogue, and a load of repetitive battles. The only good thing that comes from Valencia Part 1 is Rodolfo Capofero, one of the most unique and one of my favorite companions. I mean, yes, 3! I said three promotions, but still sucks, like Valencia Part 1 and Monkey King. Yeah, I really adore Valencia Part 2, but because of Valencia Part 1, I'm gonna have to move it all the way down here. But if Valencia Part 1 didn't exist, I'd move it all the way to 4th place instead of...
My father is Zeus, didn't I say?
Okay, I absolutely love how charming everything is in Aquila. The wild goose chases to find a magical MacGuffin, defeating super unique bosses. Hercules! I mean, Aquila just has a completely different feel from the rest of the game, and I feel like Pirate played around and had a lot of fun with their battles there. Like battles with one big boss, bosses with special abilities, denying epics, bosses recovering halfway through, having an enemy join your team every other turn, and actually doing something with ship battles for once. The only downside to the cool creatures crawling around Aquila is that it makes the final boss battle feel really disappointing because it's for some reason like super bad and just tragic overall. But the battle ends when you beat the main boss, who immediately charges at you and goes down in one turn and ends up just being really sad. What else is sad is that this area created the infamous meme collect quests. And I assume you need no explanation on this nightmare, and Aquila is filled to the brim with it. Contrasting with that, we have a big reason why I love Aquila, being how empty it is. Unlike a chip bag, and more like a vast ocean. It has some majestic bosses hidden under water, but if you decide to search some of the unknown water, you find 99% more water, but it looks beautiful nonetheless. I mean, I love exploring behind the far side of Ithaca, the next pennies of Aquila, and every once in a while finding a cool boss whose name I don't even remember, who drops arguably the best chip gear in the game. This video was recorded on the 16th of January in the year 2022. This information is more than likely dated at the time of viewing, so do not attempt to sue for misinformation. All attempts will be unsuccessful, otherwise known as Monkey King. Wait, I completely forgot about the gear, the companions, the music, the well-hidden reused assist, the terrible chances in the 3rd place, the vagueness! Hercules!
Oi, you wanker, what's all this?
Okay, Marleybone's pretty much where the story really picks up, and Pirate earns the title of a good story. What? This glitchy kids game actually has themes and dark tonal shifts while still being comical. Yeah, it actually has commentary on London's political structure in the 1800s, and a scary robot that traumatizes every single musketeer who dares glare towards this mechanical beast. Story-wise, Marleybone's the best. It has funny moments when appropriate and ties older parts of the plot back in Japanic ways. But gameplay-wise, I feel like Rook and Bishop overshadow the hellish ship battles and collect quests that are here for some reason that everyone forgets about. But I have to say, I love the steampunk environment, even though it's small, and steampunk-like gears, and overall heavy connections with the story to actual history of Britain. Yeah, to be honest, I don't have much to say about Marleybone. It's just a good world in a different way than the other worlds in Pirate. Just like how this transition into the next world seems good on paper. Actually, not on paper, but in theory, but probably won't turn out that well after editing, won't it? This is just pretty much a one-word summary of what this world is, along with slow and unique. Okay, to be honest, the only reason why Skull Island is this high is because of the gold mines. I absolutely love that area, and if you disagree, I disrespectfully ask you to hit the subscribe button again. Anyhow, this start of Skull Island is meh to me. It's not good, but it's definitely not bad, to say the least also. It does a good enough job explaining the game and mechanics, and then completely forgets about a small ability that no one cares about. You don't need to worry about the stat that bases your crits, base damage, and pretty much dictates how good you are. But we get back to Skull Island start, and I understand why the plot here is so simple, is because kids need to understand it, but it's just generic and blends into just do this, do that, hit the subscribe button again, once again, and make sure it's gray this time, and make sure that that gray is with an E. And make sure you mess up that line a bunch of times and don't try to re-record it because you're just so tired of recording that goddamn line. I don't know why this line is taking me so long to record, but for some reason, I don't know. I'm not going to include all that bit because this video is probably already getting long, but I don't know why that line was hard to record, not this video. Well, it is hard to record, and it's hard to stop me from going on tangents, so I'm just going to... This okay start to the story is honestly why I believe it's hard for people to start playing Pirate, because it's not the most interesting till you get to Flotsam, in which Sans joins the team, you go on a wild goose chase, Mr. Krabs gives you a whipping, Big Chungus decides to commit Sudokusai, you do a boring quest in which you shoot down ships, and then you become me, a possessed water mole who summons a mummy mid-battle, size quest with effort put into it, the frog whose name cannot be said, an enemy with powers, and a fight against the beautifully titled egomaniacal A. I mean, I probably like this area because of nostalgia, but look at it! You can actually explore this place because it's huge! Just like number 1. Bow, bow, down, bow, down, down, down. Yeah, Cool Ranch's soundtrack is definitely the best in the game. And good guy, I can recite the battle theme by heart. As I just did. And that's not the only good part. Remember when I said there was unique battles in Cool Ranch? Yeah, Pirate put effort into these beautiful battles. Well, enough effort in order to have these battle areas super long, and also to unforgettable battles like Santarana, the Duck of Death, the Wild Bunch, Captain Blood, and honestly, the best way to cap off Cool Ranch, Deacon! I'll have a whole section on how Pirate's writing was actually good with Deacon as a result of the literary element being implemented with the title of foreshadowing. But I'll save that to the end of my yapping about the sword. The story in Cool Ranch is much less impactful compared to other parts of the plot, except for the tussle with Deacon, but let's forget about him just like how Pirate forgot about Cool Ranch's existence in the narrative. Though the stories are very entertaining, more focusing on the comedy over the plot, which turned out surprisingly well, just like its gear. It's a close second to Mooshu, but I absolutely love how charismatic characters look through Cool Ranch, and sadly I don't have any examples of my own. But thanks to Google, I can find anything. Oh, right, the Pirate Wiki's still down. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to look on the second page of Google. Side companions that look cool and actually have promotions so they're actually useful? What? And the Grey El Toro, who everyone loves and is super good in the game without being broken. Oh, right, we have the Magnificent Seven. Who can forget about them?
Sir, these characters do not legally exist, so please silence yourself at once or else you will be thrown into jail, and that would be very Monkey King.
And who can forget about the annoying ship battles I literally made 2 videos on?
Sir, those videos were very repetitive and traumatizing that it is legal to sue you for traumatization if that's a thing. I'm not fully sure. Sir, you hired me because some kid called you cringe on the internet and you wanted to put them in jail or something, and I have no information on laws.
Yeah, I forgot the average length of these scripts and made the video a bit too long, so let's just finish off Cool Ranch with the fact that it had some phenomenal parts and flaws in some departments, just like my flaw of terrible transitions. So hopefully this video made you, the viewer, happy, and also roll the outro.